I think the robot is amazing. If it can fetch me coffee all day, every day, it will just like go from here to here. But something else that's absolutely amazing is the fact that we've got Lukas de Beer in studio, the writer of Artrepreneur, a field guide for creative professionals. And if you are a creative professional and you want to know how to actually make a living out of what it is you do, because we all know it's tough out there, then trust me, you want to come a little bit closer. Lukas, so good to have you. Back on the show again.
Wonderful.
Now, your book is called A Field Guide.
That's right.
Is it meant to be a reference that we use, or is it just a good read from cover to cover?
Yeah, and I think might be a bit of both,
Yeah.
you know. So reading it from cover to cover is, you know, it's actually the way that I wrote it. The first half of the book really delves into you as an artist, whereas the second half deals more with the business side of things and looking at yourself more from the perspective of being an entrepreneur, really. But I think it's very important to understand yourself in the context of being an artist first. And what are your motives for creating art, and what drives you, really? So I really get into the deep stuff real quickly.
I love it. So it's good to just take the book as a holistic, kind of resource. Now, in the book, you speak about the two different worlds. You speak about the one that we have inside our heads.
That's right.
And you have the realistic one out there. Yes. How does an artist bridge the gap between the two? Because it's so easy to live up here all the time and never actually do anything on the outside.
Leanne, I think, you know, what you're mentioning now, that is the journey in itself, you know, trying to bridge that gap. I think that is the tension, that is the fight, and that is the whole entrepreneur thing. How do you actually bridge those two worlds? Because you know what's going on the inside as an artist, but you might not have the support from family or friends or even from professionals, and they might not even understand the way you're thinking or what drives you. So trying to communicate clearly and trying to find the support to help you bring what is on the inside out into this world. You know, I think that is the tension and the journey that we're talking about.
And also a very scary thing. I think a lot of people have a fear of once you actually bring it out, it could fail, but that's just a risk you have to take.
It is a risk you have to take. One of the sections is called being woundable or vulnerable. You know, so you have to be open to be vulnerable, but you also have to have something that makes you tough. Yeah. You know, you have to toughen up. You have to have character, and you have to learn how to deal with criticism in a very constructive way.
Exactly. Some meaty stuff over here. Now, can we just talk about success versus meaning? I think this is something that a lot of artists struggle with. Doing something that is meaningful versus doing something that is inevitably successful.
Once again, coming back to the drive or the motivation that I talked about, many people, I think, are driven for the sheer sake of being successful. But one of my favorite quotes, Eric Maisel, he said, you know, creativity is the result when you decide to matter.
Wow.
And when you decide to make meaning in your life. So I think for artists, those things are important. You want to matter. You want your art to matter and make a difference. So it's not necessarily driven by success. You know, you have a lot of artists who make amazing things who aren't successful, if you understand what I mean. So there's a different drive for artists and entrepreneurs. It's more than just, you know, money, or as we would frame in this context, being successful.
Yeah. Oh, wow, we've got Lukas de Beer here, the writer of Artrepreneur, a field guide for creative professionals. If you are a creative professional, you're loving what we're talking about, stay tuned. He's here with us for one more segment. Let's find out what's trending currently on social media.
Only you can make my day.